Yo, what is up, guys? This is your boy EO, bringing you a tutorial on how to make a nice, long, clean motion track that's really creative. And what this will essentially do is, depending on the edit, I guess, it just gives your viewer more of a, I don't know, they like it more. It's more entertaining to watch than just a regular one-scened, straight back motion track camera. Maybe that's just personal opinion, but whatever. Alright, let's get right into this. So, anyways, you're going to drag your whole entire raw cine into its own comp, and as you can see here, I got one on the outside of the map on Studio, and then I just have all these twisty doodles and all that kind of shit, and somehow I wind up back in here. But anyways, let's go to the beginning. What you want to do is you want to stretch this thing the fuck out, that way all these things are showing. This way, when you go frame by frame, like it's obvious to tell how much room there is in between. Not that big of a deal, but just make it somewhat this small. And what you're going to do, there's going to be a strategy here that I call clipping, I guess. And I know there's other ways to do this, but this is honestly mine, and I think it's just so easy for the amount of time it takes. All you do is you find, if your scene starts where text isn't going to be, like if you're looking at the ground like I am right now, and then you go up and see your text. Like, I'd want my text up there probably, since that's where the scene goes, and then it goes down. I'm going to come back here, and I'm going to go to just before I can see the text start to pop up. And that is when I'm going to go like this. You go all the way over here, grab this singing doodle, bring it back, and you line it up with the time change indicator. And then you're going to go right up to this, and you hit Add to Render Queue. And you might want to make a folder when you do this, actually, because it creates, like, depending on your motion track, it might create like 5 different files. And all, like, it's not that big of a deal, but if you got a pretty backed up desktop, then I recommend you do it. But anyways, just say this is like part 1, no text. Let's put NT. So we're going to render that out really quick, super quick. Let's get that to its own video. And then what we're going to do is we're going to get rid of that. And you're going to want to go back to this. Don't change this time indicator at all. All you're going to do is drag this along, and you're going to match up the front of it with this. And now you can move this thing since it's matched up with the front. The reason we do that is because if you were to just go like this and then skip all the way over here, there'd be a big glitch in your motion tracking. It's like, what the fuck, what is that? So anyways, you're just going to come back, that way it's nice and clean. And this one, this time, this cutting, I guess you could say, is going to end where you won't be able to see your text anymore. So for me, it would probably be about right there, about the top of the house. So you're going to drag that over there, go like that, and hit Add to Render Queue. I'm going to call this one Part 2 Add Text. So yeah, you're just going to do that. And you're going to keep on doing this throughout your whole scene. This is kind of the biggest pain in the ass before you can get all creative with it, but it has to get done. Nobody likes doing the dirty work, but someone has to do it. So again, you're going to drag this over, not moving that time change indicator, or else you don't want your motion track to get choppy. So you're going to line it up. Alright, I'll call that good. And then now, in this next segment, you're going to go until you are about to see the second text that you want to have. Let's say mine wanted to be in front of that door right there. So I'd bring it back to about like right here. And I would end the thing right there. I would go to Add to Render Queue. And I would put Part 3, no text. And then you're going to render that part out. Then after this, like I said before, you're going to keep doing this to your whole scene, the dirty stuff. Nobody wants to do it, but it has to get done if you want this. So anyways, after you're all doing that, for tutorial purposes, I'm just going to stop right there and pretend I have all of them, because I basically already shown you what you got to do. So just keep on going through that. Pause the video here if you need to. And yeah, so after you're all done with that, and all the videos are rendered, you're going to come on over to your desktop, and there's going to be a Part 1, a Part 2, and Part 3. all you're going to do is drag whichever ones need to have text added to them. You're going to drag those back into After Effects, and you're going to leave the ones that don't need text there for a while. Because you're just going to make each of the own segments its own comp, and you're just going to motion track it like normal. I already have one done, so I'm not going to do that. You guys can do it. You can play with it. Motion track just like normal. If you don't know how to do it in Element 3D like I do, please go watch Era Fritz's video. That's how I learned how to do it a couple years ago, and honestly, I just kind of finally caught on about a couple of months ago, and that honestly is a really good tutorial. It shows you, what is this? It shows you everything that you need to know. He did really good at explaining it, so yeah. So now what you're going to do is, after you have that, you're going to render out the actual motion track segment, and you can just call it I would call it EO Presents, and that's the one that I already have. So anyways, after you have all those, we'll get rid of that, because you can delete the ones that have add text, because you already add them. I have mine right here, my EO Presents. And so after you have all those, you're just going to go back into After Effects with all your files, all that, and you are going to go make a new comp. You can make that like 30 seconds or however long your motion track is. Mine's definitely not 5 minutes and 30 seconds. It's a little shorter than that, but I'm not going to take the time to make my own. So you're just going to drag part 1 in, and then part 2, in this case it's the EO Presents, and you're just going to connect them all. Part 3, and when you do that, basically what it does is it just like, I don't know if you guys have ever tried to motion track let's say you tried to do even this scene, just like all of that in one in one motion track, your text would be all fucked up. It would be all fucked up, absolutely. And there's nothing really you can really do about it. That's why splitting it up into segments works really where it's really effective, and you can get really creative with it, like you have seen on some of my other edits. They're pretty cool. But anyways, what you're going to do is you just take this, you'd come back here with this, and then all you got to do is cut it to there, and then you render and you're good. And that's how you have your motion track. Then you can go on with your edit and do whatever you want. So please tell me if you guys enjoyed this tutorial. I really enjoy making these. I really enjoy helping people out, and I hope I helped a lot of people out on this one, because this is a subject that some people just are too frightened to go into because they think they're not going to do good. So I'm happy I got that out of the way. So anyways, yeah guys, comment, like, subscribe, all that. Make sure to go check out Aviate Dazo's episode up on Aviate, done by me. It's a really good job, really good clips. It's just a really fun video to watch, and I really enjoyed making it. So yeah guys, peace.
Molly and that whiskey, that's Monica Lewinsky.